recently came back from sailing on Norwegian Cruise Line's newest ship, and I have to be honest, as much as we were very excited to try it out, this was my first time on this class of cruise ship, and based on some past reviews, I had some preconceived notions and concerns. Now, this included, would Norwegian Luna feel crowded or the spaces too small? Would the food and dining be any good? And would we enjoy the new shows and entertainment? Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, we took our very first NCL cruise back in 2015 on what was at the time the new breakaway class. That's remained one of my favorite ship designs, so I was wondering, what would we think of Norwegian Cruise Line's newest ship, Norwegian Luna? Part of the prima class, these ships are known to be more modern and a bit different, but I figured it could go either way. Either we'd love it or maybe not. In this video, I'll share our experience on board Norwegian Luna, including what we thought of our cabin, the food and dining, the entertainment, the public spaces and ship design, and who I think this cruise ship is for. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Now, we were invited by Norwegian Cruise Line on this 3-day sailing. However, all opinions are my own. We boarded Norwegian Luna in Miami for a 3-day sailing, which included a sea day and a stop at Great Stirrup Cay, Norwegian Cruise Line's private island. Embarkation was pretty quick, and we were excited to be on board. We knew we needed to check out the ship, try out as many dining options, and do as many activities as we could, all while still having time to relax during our cruise. All right, so first, a quick overview of Norwegian Luna. Norwegian Luna is approximately 156,000 tons and holds approximately 3,500 guests at double occupancy, along with 1,600 crew. It is 20 decks high, has 17 dining venues, 18 lounges and bars, 3 pools, and 2 hot tubs in the public space. And I do have some thoughts on that I will touch on shortly. Now, for my first impressions of Norwegian Luna, I have to say, when we walked on board and as we started to make our way around the cruise ship, I was really blown away by how beautiful and elegant this cruise ship is. It looks both modern and really quite elevated. And in fact, especially on the first day, there were so many times I looked at my husband and I said, this doesn't even feel like the same cruise line. Since we boarded around noon, we were actually pretty hungry, so we headed to grab something to eat at Indulge Food Hall that we had heard so much about. But on our way there, we actually took a bit of a wrong turn and we ended up at the oceanfront. Now, the oceanfront is on deck 8, an absolutely beautiful outdoor space. There is so much comfortable seating, including almost these cabana-like living room areas, really nice outdoors. You also have restaurants that have outdoor seating and a glass walkway, which I have to say, some people said was scary, but that is nothing compared to the Aqua Coaster. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now, you'll also find one of my favorite places, the Infinity Beach and Infinity Pool. This area was so nice, and during our cruise wasn't very crowded at all. An absolutely beautiful space to sit and relax. It was so quiet. And one of the nice things about it is that you were actually close enough to the ocean that you can actually hear the ocean waves during the cruise. Now, once we arrived at Indulge, first of all, I could not believe the seating that was outside of Indulge. Really, really nice, whether you were sitting at high tables, lower tables, or just even on some of the lounge chairs. But inside of Indulge Food Hall, there were so many diverse food options. Now, the concept is really unique, but I will share more about our own dining and experience a little bit later on in the video. After lunch, we headed to our cabin, and wow, as soon as I walked in to our balcony cabin, I was very impressed. I really do like the decor. It was both a little bit minimalist, modern, but also had a lot of warmth to it, which I really did appreciate. Now, of course, it had all of the basics, a very comfortable bed. It had a night table with drawers and a seating area with a love seat, so really perfect for relaxing in your cabin in almost a little bit of a living area, a desk or vanity with a small fridge. And then when it did come to the closet, there was a good amount of storage space. Now, at the bottom of the closet, there were a couple of wire style hanging drawers that I can't help but wonder if that just would have been better if they were a standard drawer or a shelf. Now, something that I really liked in the cabin is that you had several electric outlets as well as USB outlets. Now, before we head out to the patio for my favorite part, we have to take a look at the bathroom. The bathroom is absolutely beautiful. I love the decor where the wall almost looks like shell or the sea. It really is so pretty. But the thing that's really awesome about it is the fact that there's a lot of storage space, including a drawer. Now, in contrast to some of the older cruise ships, the shower is actually a very good size with a glass shower door. Now, the only thing, and this might be something personal for me, but I noticed that there is no separate shampoo and conditioner. It is a 2-in-1. So if this is something that might bother you, just bring your own. Now, heading out to the balcony, at first, I was a little bit surprised that these were even our chairs in a standard balcony cabin. These chairs were so comfortable and definitely well used during our cruise. Now, since we're among some of the first passengers to ever sail on Norwegian Luna, we had the privilege of attending the christening and naming ceremony, which was definitely something very special. Now, after the ceremony, we headed back onto the cruise ship and went to dinner at Hudson's. Now, Hudson's is one of the included main dining rooms or restaurants on the cruise ship. And although this was a special menu just for that evening, the venue itself was really very beautiful. I loved the floor to ceiling windows, the lighting, and the overall elegant decor. Now, when it came to the food and dining, this is something that I really loved about this cruise ship. There were so many good and interesting food venues and choices, from the casual, the local, which is open 24/7 for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and pub style snacks, and it even has indoor and outdoor seating. And incidentally, the local ended up being our favorite place to have breakfast outdoors. Indulge Food Hall. Now, I had heard some mixed reviews about this one, and in some ways I can see why. If you are somebody who likes the traditional foods at a buffet and that way of picking up food, then Indulge is a little bit different. Now, at Indulge, you're going to actually order food on sort of iPads at the table, and each dish is going to be brought out as it's ready. Now, you have different cuisines that are available, including Asian, Italian, tapas, a plant-based menu, American fare, and a smokehouse. Now, I heard that seating could be limited at Indulge, but I didn't find that to be the case. There was seating both inside of Indulge as well as outdoors, where there was a lot of seating available. And there was an overflow area, I guess, as you went closer to the local, where people were sitting as well. And if I'm not mistaken, this was something that I heard was added to the Prima Plus class ships, Norwegian Aqua and Norwegian Luna. Now, I know Indulge isn't for everyone, but personally, I thought it was one of the standout restaurants on Norwegian Luna. I loved the Mediterranean goddess salad, the guac and chips, the tapas. Ethan loved the gnocchi, and Frank loved the barbecue-style chicken. When it comes to specialty dining, we tried two venues, Los Lobos, which is the Mexican restaurant, and Le Bistrot, which is French cuisine. Now, I have to say, Los Lobos is not my usual. I typically would not go to a Mexican restaurant for a specialty restaurant, but it was so good. And honestly, from now on, I will probably always go to Los Lobos. They had some amazing tableside guacamole. The service was fantastic, by the way. And in my case, I had these shrimp fajitas that were absolutely delicious. Frank had the chicken fajitas, and Ethan had a steak dish that I might just try next time. Now, I've been to Le Bistrot on other NCL cruise ships, and I always really like it. Now, this one had a beautiful decor with a chandelier type centerpiece in the middle of the restaurant. So beautiful. Now, we started off our dinner with a little bit of Veuve Clicquot, and then for dinner, we enjoyed the cream of mushroom soup. So good. The goat cheese croquette salad, the filet mignon, which was the main dish, and the chocolate marquis dessert. Oh, and I almost forgot, we also ordered the artisanal cheese plate. We definitely did not go hungry. It was all really delicious. Now, we were only on for 3 days, so of course we couldn't try all the different specialty restaurants, but others are Sukhothai, Palomar, Onda by Scarpetta. I was really hoping to be able to eat there, so hopefully next time, Cagney Steakhouse, Hasuki, and Nama Sushi and Sashimi. Surfside Bar and Grill. Now, I had heard that the buffet on this cruise ship is smaller than on some other cruise ships, so truthfully, I did wonder what I would think. But it did have all of these standard things that you'd expect in a buffet. So for instance, during breakfast, it had freshly made omelets, fresh fruits, yogurt, cold cereals, pastries, and more. And during lunchtime, there's an additional small buffet close to the outdoor pool entrance with burgers and other quick options. Now for seating, given that there isn't a huge amount of seating, especially during busy times, they do have a good solution to use the surrounding specialty restaurants for the overflow. Now personally, I do think that this cruise ship just has so many other food options that are so much better. And of course, that's for my own personal taste, and this is obviously subjective, but for Lido Buffet lovers, this is something to know. Now, there is a hidden gem that I wanted to highlight, the Observation Lounge. Now, if you're not looking for it, you may not find it, but this is a beautiful place to sit and relax, and you can have a coffee and even a little snack, as there is a small buffet there. Now, we wrapped up the first evening of our cruise by heading over to the theater and going to the Elton John tribute show. Now, I know entertainment is, just like food, is subjective, but I'll tell you, I was really looking forward to this show. The music was fantastic, the costumes, the dancers. This show was really well received, and the audience really did enjoy it. And one of the best parts, I think, was the use of the LED screens and all of those special effects to just bring the show to life. Now, although there was live music and comedians and karaoke around the cruise ship, we did also see a couple of other shows in the main theater, which included Heiko, a Norwegian Cruise Line production that had really interesting choreography and acrobatic, and the very popular Sid Norman Presents a tribute to the Eagles that unfortunately I was not able to film, but that the audience really did enjoy. We started off our second day by exploring the cruise ship, and we were so impressed by the main atrium. It really had this futuristic quality to it, almost like something out of a science fiction movie, but in the best way possible. There are also spaces that are so open and light, including near this Starbucks, where right behind it, if you sit there, you have floor-to-ceiling windows that are absolutely beautiful. Now, the furniture and seating on this cruise ship is some of the most comfortable that I've ever experienced on a cruise ship, both inside the cruise ship and outside. And something that's really nice about this cruise ship is whether you're on a higher deck or you're on a lower deck, like on deck 8, there were so many different seating spots that you could sit, have a drink, read, or relax. Now, when it came to the main pool deck, there were some things that I absolutely loved, and one thing that I did wonder about. The pool has a shallow area surrounding it, which is really nice and upscale. It's also very practical for the occasional pool games. The deck was more modern and luxurious than I've seen on other ships, with a light color flooring and sofa-style pool chairs and umbrellas. However, I can't help but wonder if one main pool plus the 2 hot tubs and the 2 smaller infinity pools down on deck 8, if that will be enough for cruise passengers when the ship might be more full, like during school breaks. Now, another thing worth pointing out is there isn't any other included adult-only area like Spice H2O that you have on some other NCL ships. That said, there is Vibe Beach Club, which is an adult-only area. We had a chance to spend some time there. It is absolutely beautiful, and if you do want an adult-only area that really is very upscale, very beautiful, with its own private bar and 2 large hot tubs. Now, personally, I am a big fan of Vibe, and I do think that it is worth the splurge. Now, I am curious about your thoughts if you've ever sailed on Norwegian Aqua or Norwegian Luna, or if you are thinking of it. Please do let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, I have to say, while we spent a lot of time relaxing on board Norwegian Luna, we also had a really good time, and there are some great onboard attractions and activities. So first, we rode the Aqua Coaster. Now, this was something that I wasn't sure if I would want to do because I do have a fear of heights, and I just generally can be a little bit of a chicken when it comes to these things. But you know what? It was really a lot of fun. After that initial push at the very beginning or launch, which was genuinely very scary, this was a great ride. And in fact, not only did I do it once or twice, but Frank and I also went together, and we did really enjoy it. Now, there is a drop slide that actually goes from deck 18 all the way to deck 8. Now, I was not brave enough to do that, but Ethan did do it. This actually twists and turns down the side of the cruise ship. And we had so much fun at Midway, where we played arcade games, a round of mini golf, and Frank and Ethan played a game of pickleball. On the third day of our cruise, we were so excited because we were heading to Great Stirrup Cay. This has always been one of my favorite private islands. I just think that the color of the water is just so beautiful, but we were super excited to see the updates that Norwegian Cruise Line has been making. Now, we were actually able to get off the cruise ship and right onto the dock, but this is actually a bit of a work in progress, so it is actually going to improve quite a bit over the next few months. Now, we took a tram that is available on the island, and that brought us over to the resort-style pool. Now, despite the day being a little bit overcast and windy, a lot of people were really enjoying the music and the swim-up bar. Now, from there, we had to grab some tacos at one of the new dining options near the beautiful beach. Beyond the buffet-style barbecue, there are new food carts and food truck-style restaurants. Then we had a chance to check out the new Vibe Shore Club. Now, unfortunately, due to the weather, we only had a short time at the island, but it did give us a chance to take a quick look, to have a drink. I did have free at sea, which does work on the island, before heading back to the cruise ship. Now, while I would have loved to spend more time there, it just means that I will have to return. So what are my final thoughts and impressions, and who do I think this cruise ship is for? So first, I was really surprised and pleased with the attention to detail on this cruise ship. I absolutely love the decor, and throughout the entire cruise, I was finding new things that I liked. Now, the overall vibe was both casual and relaxed, and really felt upscale at the same time. Now, having done 7 cruises over the last decade with Norwegian Cruise Line, and always really enjoying that relaxed feel, it just feels like a more elevated version of this, almost like Norwegian Cruise Line has modernized and evolved with the times. The standout for me was really the usage of the outdoor space. I absolutely love this on this cruise ship, and I think in particular for any warm weather climates, just fantastic. And of course, the food. There were so many different options, and something that we noticed, including when speaking with Frank and Ethan and all together, was just that there was no time that you couldn't grab something to eat if you wanted to. Even after a show, there was always the local or another venue. And the crew was not only friendly and helpful, but something that I liked in particular for a new ship is they seemed to be experienced. It didn't even seem like they were having a tough time vibing or gelling, which is something that you sometimes see when a ship has just launched. So who is this cruise ship for? Well, I definitely think that anybody can be happy with Norwegian Luna. It really is a very good cruise ship. But I definitely think it could be great for couples, great for families. There are a lot of fun things to do, including actually a splash park that I didn't talk about, but if you do have young children, they do have that. And of course, as Norwegian Cruise Line is known for solo travelers. I also think this cruise ship is great for anybody who likes a variety of entertainment, whether it's the theater or live music or comedians. There really is something for everyone. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know if you are going to be sailing on Norwegian Luna, or if you've already sailed on Norwegian Luna. Let me know your questions down below, or any tips that you may have. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.